Stop scrolling, stop scrolling. Right now, just stop. Because this message didn't find you by accident. You didn't stumble upon this video randomly. You were guided here, led here, pulled here by something you can't quite name but that you absolutely felt. And you know what I'm talking about, don't you? That feeling. That strange, unexplainable sensation that's been following you lately. Maybe it came to you in the middle of the night when you couldn't sleep, lying there in the dark with your thoughts racing. Maybe it washed over you during a quiet moment in your day when you were just going through the motions and suddenly everything felt different. Maybe it arrived as a whisper in your chest, a tightness in your throat, a knowing that something has shifted. You felt it, recently. Within the last few days, the last few weeks, something changed in the atmosphere around you. Something moved in the invisible world. And your soul noticed even if your mind couldn't explain it. That's why you're here. Because when you saw the title of this video, something inside you recognized it. Something deeper than thought said, yes, this is what I've been feeling. And you couldn't scroll past. You had to stop. You had to click. You had to find out if someone else knows what you've been experiencing in the quiet of your own heart. I do know, and I'm here to tell you what it means. This feeling you've had, this sense that something is different, that something is coming, that something is watching over you, it's not your imagination. It's not anxiety or stress or your mind playing tricks on you. It's real. It's a sign. And it's one of the most important signs you'll ever receive. So settle in. Take a breath. Let yourself be present for what you're about to hear. Because this message was written for you, specifically for you, for this moment in your life, for what you're going through right now. And by the end, you'll understand. You'll understand what that feeling was, who sent it, why it came when it did, and what it's trying to tell you about what's coming next. You were meant to be here, right now, reading these words, receiving this message. So let's begin. The feeling that changed everything, let me describe it more clearly because I want you to know that I see you. I see what you've been experiencing. And I understand why it's been so confusing. It started subtly, didn't it? Not with some dramatic moment or obvious sign, but with a shift. A change in the energy around you that you couldn't quite identify. Maybe you woke up one morning and something felt different. The quality of the light through your window, the sound of the world outside, the weight of your own body as you got out of bed. Nothing you could point to and say, that's it, that's what changed. But everything felt somehow altered, like the world had tilted 1 degree and now nothing was exactly as it was before. Or maybe it came as an emotion that arrived without invitation. You were going about your day, doing ordinary things, and suddenly you felt something wash over you. Sadness, but not the kind with a clear source, or joy that bubbled up from nowhere, or a deep aching loneliness that made no sense because you weren't alone, or an inexplicable peace that settled over you like a blanket even though nothing in your circumstances had changed. These emotions came and went like waves, unpredictable, powerful. And they left you wondering, why am I feeling this? Where is this coming from? But here's what you need to understand. Those emotions weren't random. They weren't coming from you. They were coming to you. They were messages, communications from something beyond the physical world. Attempts to get your attention, to make you stop and listen, to help you understand that you're not alone in what you're going through. And there's more, isn't there? Other signs you've been noticing. The dreams. Oh, the dreams have been different lately, haven't they? More vivid, more real. Dreams where you meet people you've lost and they seem so present, so alive that when you wake up you're disoriented, caught between worlds. Dreams where you receive messages you can't quite remember but that leave you feeling changed. Dreams that feel less like your subconscious processing your day and more like your soul traveling somewhere important while your body rests. And then there are the waking moments that feel like dreams. When you're driving or walking or just sitting still and suddenly you feel like you're not quite in your body, like you're watching yourself from slightly outside yourself, Like reality has become thin and you can almost see through it to something else, something beyond. These moments might frighten you. They might make you question your sanity, but they're not signs of anything wrong with you. They're signs that you're waking up, that your perception is expanding, that you're beginning to sense the layers of reality that most people never notice. You've also been thinking about certain people more than usual, people from your past, people you haven't thought about in years, and they're appearing in your mind not as memories but as presences, like they're reaching out to you across time and distance, like there's something unfinished between you, something that needs to be acknowledged or healed or understood. And in some cases, after you've been thinking about them, they contact you. A message out of nowhere, a phone call you didn't expect, or you run into them in an impossible coincidence that's so perfectly timed it can't be random. This is synchronicity. This is the universe showing you that the invisible threads connecting all things are real. That thought and intention have power. That when you think about someone, they feel it. And when they're meant to re-enter your life, circumstances arrange themselves to make it happen. You felt watched over lately. Not in a creepy way, but in a comforting way. Like there's a presence near you. Like you're not alone even when you're by yourself. Sometimes you might even feel it physically. A warmth on your shoulder, a gentle pressure like a hand on your back, a sensation of being embraced by something you can't see. And then there are the numbers. Oh, the numbers. You've been seeing them everywhere, haven't you? The same sequences over and over. You glance at the clock and it's 11:11. You look at a receipt and the total is 22.22. You notice addresses, phone numbers, license plates, all showing you the same patterns repeatedly. At first you dismissed it. Coincidence, you told yourself. Your mind looking for patterns where there are none, but it kept happening. The frequency increased, and now you can't ignore it anymore because it's happening so often that it can't possibly be random. You're right. It's not random. Those numbers are messages. They're a language. And someone is speaking to you through them, trying to get your attention, trying to tell you something important. All of these things, the feelings, the dreams, the synchronicities, the sense of presence, the numbers, they're all connected. They're all part of the same message. And that message is what we're here to unpack together. Because you deserve to understand what's happening to you. You deserve to know that you're not losing your mind. You're not alone in this experience. And most importantly, you deserve to know what it all means. Why you felt it, so let's talk about why this is happening now. Why these signs started appearing in your life at this particular moment. Because timing is everything, and the timing of these messages is not accidental. You're at a threshold, a crossing point, a moment in your life journey where one chapter is ending and another is beginning. And these transitions, these liminal spaces between what was and what will be, they're when the veil between worlds becomes thinnest. They're when you're most able to perceive the signs, the guidance, the presence of those who watch over you. Think about what's been happening in your life recently. Really think about it. Maybe you've been going through loss. Someone you loved has passed, or a relationship has ended, or a job you depended on has disappeared. Maybe you've been grieving, and in that grief you felt broken open, raw, vulnerable in ways you never wanted to be. Or maybe it's not loss but change. Big change. The kind that shakes the foundation of your life and makes you question everything you thought you knew. Maybe you've moved to a new place, started a new phase, watched your children grow up and leave, or reached an age where you suddenly realize time is precious and finite. Or maybe it's internal change, something shifting inside you, old beliefs crumbling, new understanding dawning, a sense that who you were is no longer who you are, and you're being called to become someone new even though you don't know who that person is yet. Whatever the specifics of your situation, you're in transformation. You're in the cocoon. You're in the fire. You're in the chrysalis where the caterpillar dissolves before it becomes the butterfly. And these are the moments when guidance comes most strongly. Because when you're in transition, you're vulnerable. You need help. You need support. You need to know that you're not navigating this alone, so the signs increase. The messages multiply. Those who love you from the other side work overtime to break through your daily consciousness and remind you, we're here, we see you, we know what you're going through, and we're helping. But there's another reason why this is happening now. You're ready. You might not feel ready. You might feel like you're barely holding it together. But on a soul level, you're ready to receive what's being offered to you. You're ready to understand things you couldn't understand before. You're ready to see reality as it truly is, not just as you've been taught to perceive it. For years, maybe for your whole life, you've been closed to these signs. Not because you chose to be, but because you had to be. The world is loud. Life is demanding. Survival requires focus. And opening yourself to the subtle, invisible realm of spirit requires a kind of stillness and receptivity that most people can't access while they're busy just trying to get through each day. But something has changed. Maybe the busyness has slowed. Maybe the noise has quieted. Maybe the things that used to distract you don't hold your attention anymore. And in that new space, that emptiness, that silence, you can finally hear what's been trying to reach you all along. You're also at a point in your journey where you need this guidance, where you can't move forward without it, where the next steps on your path aren't visible from where you stand and you need help seeing them. And because you need it, because you're ready for it, because your soul asked for it even if you don't remember asking, the guidance is coming, flooding in, surrounding you, trying to catch your attention in every way possible until you finally stop and listen. That's why you felt it. That's why the signs started appearing. That's why something in you recognized that things had changed, because they have changed. The invisible support that's always been available to you is now making itself known. And your job now is to learn how to work with it, how to read the signs, how to trust the guidance, how to move forward in partnership with the forces that love you and want to help you. You're not meant to do this alone. You were never meant to do this alone. And finally, you're opening to the truth of that. Who is protecting you now? Let's talk about who is sending these signs, who is watching over you, who has been trying so hard to get your attention and guide you through this difficult time. The answer might surprise you, or it might confirm what you've already suspected in the quiet knowing of your heart. There are multiple presences around you, multiple beings who love you and who are invested in your well-being and your growth. Let me introduce you to them. First, there are your ancestors, the ones who came before you. Your grandparents, great-grandparents, those who carried your bloodline through generations of struggle and survival and love. They didn't stop caring about you when they crossed over. If anything, they became more invested in your success and happiness because now they can see the bigger picture. They can see how your life fits into the larger story of your family line. They can see the patterns, the gifts, the wounds that have been passed down. And they're working to help you heal what needs healing and amplify what needs amplifying. When you think of them, when you feel their presence, when you see signs that remind you of them, that's not your imagination. That's them, reaching across the veil, saying, we're still here, we're still family, and we're still loving you, protecting you, cheering you on. Then there are your spirit guides. These are beings who aren't part of your biological family, but who are part of your soul family. They agreed before you were born to walk beside you through this lifetime, to help you navigate the challenges you came here to face, to remind you of what you knew before you incarnated but forgot when you entered the density of physical form. Your guides know your life purpose. They know what you're here to learn, to heal, to create, to become. And they're constantly trying to nudge you in the right direction, through intuition, through those sudden knowing feelings, through opportunities that appear at just the right time, through doors that close to redirect you toward better doors. You might not be able to see them or hear them with your physical senses, but they're as real as the chair you're sitting in. and they're tireless in their devotion to you. There are also angels, beings of pure light and unconditional love who serve as messengers and protectors. Your guardian angel has been with you since before you were born and will be with you until you return home. This angel knows every thought you've ever had, every tear you've ever cried, every moment of joy and every moment of despair. And through it all, this angel has loved you without judgment, without condition, without ever giving up on you. When you feel suddenly protected from harm, when you avoid danger by inches, when you make a decision that saves you from something terrible you didn't even know was coming, that's your angel, working behind the scenes, arranging circumstances, guiding your steps, keeping you safe. And then there are your loved ones who have passed, the specific people you knew and loved in this lifetime who are no longer here in physical form. Parents, siblings, friends, partners, children. Anyone whose death left a hole in your life that still aches. They haven't gone anywhere. Not really. They've just moved to a different address, a different frequency. And from where they are now, they can see you more clearly than they could when they were alive. They can love you more purely. They can help you more effectively. And they do help, every day, in ways you don't see. In ways you might only recognize in hindsight when you look back and realize how things worked out despite all odds. All of these presences, ancestors, guides, angels, loved ones, they're all around you right now. As you read these words, they're near, closer than your breath, more present than you can imagine. And they're the ones who have been sending you the signs, who have been creating the synchronicities, who have been working so hard to break through your awareness and remind you that you're never alone. They're the reason you felt what you felt, the reason something in you shifted and changed and woke up, the reason you're here, right now, receiving this message, because they guided you here. They wanted you to hear this. They wanted you to know who they are. They wanted you to understand that the protection, guidance, and love you've been sensing isn't some abstract cosmic energy. It's personal. It's specific. It's from beings who know you intimately and who care about you deeply. You are so loved, more loved than you realize, more supported than you can see, more watched over than you've allowed yourself to believe. And now that you know who's been trying to reach you, we can talk about what they're trying to tell you. What they're trying to tell you, the signs you've been receiving aren't random. They're not just meant to comfort you or let you know you're not alone, though they do that too. They're carrying specific messages, information you need. Guidance for the path ahead. Let me help you decode what your guardians have been trying to tell you. First, they want you to know that what you're going through right now is necessary. I know it's painful. I know it's difficult. I know there are days when you wake up and wonder how you're going to make it through. But this period of struggle, this time of uncertainty and change, it's not punishment. It's preparation. You're being prepared for something bigger, something better. Something that requires you to be stronger, wiser, more grounded than you've ever been before. And the only way to develop those qualities is through the fire, through the pressure, through the challenges that force you to dig deeper than you thought possible and discover resources within yourself you didn't know existed. Your guardians see what's coming. They see the blessings that are lined up for you on the other side of this difficult passage. And they're helping you through it because they know you need to get through it to reach what's waiting. So when the signs come, one of the things they're saying is, keep going, don't give up. This is hard, but it's worth it. You're almost there. Second, they want you to pay attention to your intuition, that quiet inner voice that speaks without words. That knowing that rises up from your gut or your heart and tells you things your mind hasn't figured out yet. You've been doubting yourself lately, questioning your decisions, wondering if you can trust your own judgment. And your guardians are trying to tell you, yes, you can trust yourself. In fact, you need to trust yourself more, not less. The world is noisy. Everyone has opinions about what you should do, who you should be, how you should live. And it's easy to get confused, to second-guess yourself, to hand your power over to others because you're afraid of making the wrong choice. But your intuition is never wrong. It's connected directly to your soul, to your higher self, to the divine intelligence that flows through all things. When your intuition speaks, it's not just you. It's also them, your guides, your angels, your loved ones speaking through you. So the signs are saying, listen to that voice, trust that feeling, follow that pull even when it doesn't make logical sense. Your intuition is your navigation system, and right now you need it more than ever. Third, they want you to know that healing is coming. Whatever is broken in you, your heart, your trust, your sense of safety, your hope, it's going to mend. Not instantly, not without effort on your part, but it will mend. You've been living with pain for so long that you've started to think it's permanent, that this is just how life is now, that you'll never feel whole again, never feel joy again, never feel like yourself again. But your guardians are telling you, that's not true. Healing is not only possible, it's already in motion. Every day, even when you can't feel it, you're healing. Every breath, every small step forward, every moment you choose to get out of bed and face the day even when you don't want to, those are all acts of healing. And the signs are reminding you to keep going, to keep doing the work, to keep opening your heart even when it's scary, because the healing that's coming will be worth everything you're going through to reach it. Fourth, they're trying to tell you that you're about to meet someone important, or reconnect with someone important. Someone who will play a significant role in your next chapter. This might be a romantic partner. It might be a friend. It might be a mentor or teacher. It might be someone who helps you professionally or creatively. But whoever it is, they're coming. And your guardians are preparing you for that meeting. That's why you've been going through so much internal work lately. Why you've been forced to look at yourself honestly, to heal old wounds, to let go of patterns that don't serve you. Because you need to be ready when this person arrives. You need to be clear enough, healed enough, open enough to recognize them and receive what they're bringing into your life. So the signs are saying, get ready, clean your inner house, make space, because someone important is about to walk through the door. Fifth, and this is crucial, they want you to know that you're on the right path, even if it doesn't feel like it, even if you've been doubting every choice you've made. Even if you look around at your life and think, this isn't where I thought I'd be, this isn't what I planned. You are exactly where you need to be. Every detour, every setback, every closed door, every disappointment, all of it has been guiding you toward your purpose, toward the life you're meant to live, toward the person you're meant to become. Your guardians can see the map of your life in a way you can't. They can see how everything connects, how every experience, good and bad, is weaving together into something beautiful and meaningful. And they're using these signs to tell you, trust the journey, trust the timing, trust that even when you can't see where you're going, you're being led somewhere good. The signs are also carrying a message of courage. They're telling you that it's time to be brave, to take risks you've been avoiding, to speak truths you've been holding back, to reach for dreams you've been too afraid to pursue. You've been playing it safe for a long time. Staying small, not rocking the boat, protecting yourself from disappointment by not hoping for too much. And your guardians are saying that time is over. It's time to expand, to step into your power, to claim the life that's waiting for you. Yes, it's scary. Yes, you might fail. Yes, you might get hurt. But playing it safe has a cost too. And that cost is living a half-life, never knowing what you're truly capable of, never experiencing the fullness of what this existence has to offer. So be brave. Take the leap. Your guardians will catch you if you fall. And finally, they're telling you to have faith. Not necessarily in a religious sense, though it can include that if it resonates with you, but faith in something larger than yourself. Faith that you're part of a greater plan. Faith that life has meaning even when you can't see it. Faith that love is stronger than fear, that light is stronger than darkness, that good will ultimately prevail. The world can be harsh. Life can be brutal. And it's easy to lose faith, to become cynical, to stop believing that anything matters. But your guardians are reminding you, It does matter. You matter. Every choice you make, every kindness you offer, every time you choose love over fear, it all matters. It all ripples out into the world in ways you'll never fully see. So keep the faith. Keep believing. Keep trusting that there's a reason for all of this, even when the reason isn't clear. These are the messages your guardians have been trying to send you. And now that you've received them, now that you understand what the signs have been saying, you can begin to work with them instead of just wondering what they mean. The numbers are speaking. Now let's talk specifically about the numbers. Because this is one of the most common ways your guardians communicate with you, and understanding the language of numbers will help you receive their guidance more clearly. You've been seeing repeating numbers, sequences that show up over and over until you can't ignore them anymore. And each sequence carries a specific meaning, a specific message tailored to what you need to know right now. If you've been seeing 1111, your guardians are telling you that you're in a powerful moment of manifestation. Your thoughts are becoming things faster than usual. What you focus on is what you're creating. So be intentional. Be aware of what you're thinking about, what you're believing, what you're expecting. Because right now, your consciousness is particularly powerful. You're a creator in the truest sense. And 1111 is the universe saying, pay attention. What you think about, you bring about, so think wisely. If 222 has been appearing everywhere, you're being told that things are aligning, that what you've been praying for, hoping for, working toward is coming together behind the scenes. You can't see it yet, but the pieces are moving into place. So keep the faith. Stay patient. Don't give up right before the breakthrough. Everything is working out in ways you can't yet perceive, but that you'll soon see clearly. If you keep encountering 333, your guardians are reminding you that you're supported by higher powers, that you're not doing this alone. That divine assistance is available to you. You just need to ask for it. This number is also about creativity, expression, and speaking your truth. So if you've been holding back, if you've been silent when you should speak, if you've been hiding your gifts and your light, 333 is your cue to step forward, to share, to let yourself be seen. The number 444 is one of the most comforting. It means your angels are literally surrounding you, building a protective wall of light around you, stabilizing the foundation beneath you. When you see 444, know that you are profoundly protected. That no matter what chaos swirls around you, you're safe, you're held, and everything is being taken care of even if you can't see how. If 555 keeps showing up, get ready for change. Big change. The kind that transforms your entire life. Your guardians are preparing you for a major shift. Something in your circumstances is about to dramatically alter. And while change can be scary, this change is ultimately positive. It's clearing away what no longer serves you to make room for what does. So don't resist it. Don't cling to what's leaving. Let go and let the transformation happen. When you see 666, don't panic. This number has gotten a bad reputation, but in the language of angel numbers, it's actually a message about balance. It's telling you that you've been too focused on the material world, money, work, physical concerns, and you need to rebalance by tending to your spiritual and emotional needs. Take time for rest, for reflection, for connection with yourself and with the divine. Don't let the pursuit of external success cost you your internal peace. The number 777 is a sign of spiritual awakening, of your consciousness expanding, of your third eye opening. When you see this number repeatedly, it means you're on the verge of a major leap in awareness. You're about to understand things you didn't understand before, see things you couldn't see before, and your guardians are celebrating this growth. They're saying, yes, you're getting it, you're waking up, keep going. If 888 appears frequently, abundance is coming, financial blessings, material support. the resources you need flowing into your life. This number is about receiving, about opening your hands and your heart to let good things in. So stop blocking your blessings with beliefs about unworthiness or skepticism about whether good things can really happen to you. They can. They are. Get ready to receive. And if you've been seeing 999, you're being told that a chapter is ending. A cycle is completing. Something in your life has run its course and needs to be released so you can move forward. This can feel like loss, like grief, like everything is falling apart. But it's not falling apart, it's falling away, making space for the new chapter that's about to begin. So honor what's ending, thank it, and then let it go. Your next beginning is waiting on the other side of this ending. These are the core meanings, but remember, the numbers speak to you personally. So when you see them, pause, take a breath, and ask yourself, what was I just thinking about? What was I feeling? What was I worried about or hoping for? The answer to those questions will help you understand why that particular number appeared in that particular moment. The universe is always responding to you, always in conversation with you. You just have to learn to listen. What happens next? So now you know what you've been feeling. You know who's been sending the signs. You know what they're trying to tell you. The question is, what happens next? What do you do with this information? How do you move forward now that you understand what's been happening? First, you acknowledge it. You stop dismissing the signs as coincidence. You stop doubting your own experiences. You accept that yes, this is real. Yes, you're being guided. Yes, there are forces at work in your life that love you and want to help you. Acknowledgement is powerful. It opens the door for more guidance to come through. When you recognize the signs and accept them as real communication, you're basically telling your guardians, I'm listening now. I'm paying attention. You can send me more. And they will. The signs will increase. The guidance will become clearer. The sense of support and protection will grow stronger. Second, you express gratitude. You thank your guardians for working so hard to reach you. You thank them for their patience, their love, their tireless efforts on your behalf. Gratitude is a powerful force. It raises your vibration. It opens your heart. It creates a flow of positive energy between you and the spiritual realm. You don't have to do anything elaborate. Just a simple moment of quiet acknowledgement. Thank you for watching over me. Thank you for sending me signs. Thank you for loving me even when I couldn't feel it. That's enough. They hear you, and they feel your gratitude like warmth, like light. Third, you start working with the guidance instead of just receiving it passively. You begin to actively partner with your guardians. This means paying attention to your intuition and following it. When you get a strong feeling about something, don't ignore it. Act on it. Even if it seems illogical, even if you can't explain why. Your intuition is your direct line to guidance, and the more you honor it, the stronger it becomes. This means watching for synchronicities and following where they lead. When signs point you in a certain direction, go that direction. When doors open unexpectedly, walk through them. When you meet someone in a seemingly random encounter, pay attention to what they bring into your life. Nothing is random. Everything is orchestrated. And your job is to notice the orchestration and cooperate with it. This means asking for help. Don't just wait passively for signs. Ask your guardians for what you need. Speak to them, out loud or in your mind. Tell them your fears, your hopes, your questions. Ask for clear guidance about specific situations. Ask for protection when you feel vulnerable. Ask for healing where you're wounded. Ask for courage when you're afraid. Your guardians can't override your free will, but they can do so much more when you actively invite them into your life and ask for their help. So ask, regularly, specifically, and then watch for how they answer. Fourth, you trust the process. Even when things don't unfold the way you think they should, even when the timeline doesn't match your expectations, even when it looks like nothing is happening, trust that your guardians see what you can't see. Trust that they're working behind the scenes in ways you don't perceive. Trust that everything is unfolding in divine timing, not your timing, and that divine timing is always perfect even when it's frustrating. This trust isn't always easy. It requires you to surrender control, to let go of your grip on how you think things should go, to stop trying to force outcomes and instead allow them to unfold naturally. But this surrender, this trust, it's where peace lives. It's where you stop exhausting yourself trying to control everything and start resting in the knowledge that you're being taken care of, that you don't have to do this alone, that you're held by love that's wiser and more powerful than you can imagine. Fifth, you take care of yourself. You honor your physical body with rest, nourishment, movement. You honor your emotional body by feeling your feelings, by letting yourself grieve and rage and celebrate. You honor your mental body by feeding it truth and beauty instead of filling it with garbage. You honor your spiritual body by creating space for stillness, for prayer, for meditation, for connection with the divine. Your guardians can guide you, but you have to do your part. You have to maintain the vessel, your body, your mind, your heart, that allows you to receive their guidance and act on it. And sixth, you live. You don't just survive anymore. You actually live. You take the risks they're encouraging you to take. You speak the truths they're nudging you to speak. You pursue the dreams they're showing you are possible. You become the person they can already see you're capable of being. This is what happens next. This is how you move forward, not perfectly, not without stumbling, but with increasing clarity, increasing confidence, increasing connection to the guidance that's always available to you. You're not alone anymore. You never were, but now you know it. And that knowing changes everything. Your pain is leading somewhere. There's something else I need to tell you. Something about the pain you've been carrying. I know it's been heavy. I know there have been times when you've wondered if you can keep bearing it. Times when you've asked, why? Why me? Why this? Why so much? And I can't give you a simple answer to that question because pain is complex. It's layered. It comes from so many sources, from loss, from betrayal, from circumstances beyond your control, from the simple cruelty of living in a world that wasn't designed to be gentle. But what I can tell you is this. Your pain is leading somewhere. It's not meaningless. It's not random. It's not punishment from an uncaring universe. Your pain is transformation in progress. It's the pressure that creates diamonds. It's the fire that forges steel. It's the storm that makes the roots grow deeper. I know that doesn't make it hurt less. I know that understanding the purpose of pain doesn't erase the pain itself, but it can help you endure it. It can help you see it differently. It can help you trust that there's something on the other side of this that makes the journey through it worthwhile. Your guardians see what your pain is creating in you. They see how it's deepening your compassion, expanding your empathy, teaching you to love more fully because you know how precious love is. They see how it's stripping away the false parts of you, the masks, the pretenses, the versions of yourself you created to please others or fit in, leaving only what's real, what's true, what's authentically you. They see how it's preparing you for your purpose. Because whatever you're here to do, whoever you're here to help, whatever contribution you're here to make, you needed this pain to equip you for it. You needed to walk through the darkness so you'd know how to guide others through theirs. You needed to be broken so you'd know how to help others heal. This doesn't mean your pain was sent to you as some kind of test or lesson. The universe doesn't work that way. Pain is just part of the human experience. But what the universe does do is help you transform pain into wisdom, into strength, into medicine you can eventually offer to others who are hurting the way you've hurt. Your guardians have been with you through every moment of pain. They've wept with you. They've held you when you were breaking. They've sent you the signs to remind you that even in your darkest moments, you weren't abandoned. And now they're trying to tell you the pain is reaching its completion. You're almost through the worst of it. The breaking is almost done and the rebuilding is about to begin. I can't tell you that you'll never hurt again. That wouldn't be true. But the kind of pain you've been in, this deep soul-level anguish, it's transforming, it's shifting, it's loosening its grip on you, and what's coming next is relief, is lightness, is a kind of joy you couldn't have accessed before because you hadn't yet developed the capacity to hold it. That's what your pain has been doing, creating capacity, making you big enough, strong enough, deep enough to hold the blessings that are about to pour into your life. So please hold on, keep going, don't give up right before the breakthrough. Your guardians are telling you you're so close, so close. Just a little bit further and you'll see, you'll understand. You'll look back and realize that every step, even the painful ones, was leading you exactly where you needed to go. You are being rebuilt right now. In this moment, something profound is happening in you. You're being rebuilt, reconstructed, remade from the inside out. The old version of you, the one who believed certain things about yourself, about life, about what's possible, that version is dissolving. It has to, because that version was built on foundations that couldn't support where you're going. It was shaped by wounds and limitations and lies you were told about who you are and what you deserve. And that version is dying. Parts of it have already died. And I know how disorienting that is. How terrifying it is to feel yourself dissolving, to lose your sense of who you are, to not recognize yourself anymore. But this dissolution is necessary. You can't become new while clinging to the old. You can't transform while holding your current shape. You have to let yourself fall apart so you can be put back together in a new configuration. Your guardians are the architects of this rebuilding. They can see the blueprint, the design of who you're becoming. And they're guiding the process even when it feels chaotic and painful and like everything is just breaking with no purpose. There is purpose. There is design. And what's being built in you right now is stronger, truer, more beautiful than anything that was there before. You're being rebuilt on new foundations. Foundations of self-worth that isn't dependent on others' approval. Foundations of trust in yourself and in the universe. Foundations of knowing who you are at your core, beneath all the roles and identities you've worn. You're being rebuilt with new materials, not the fragile stuff you were made of before, the need to please, the fear of rejection, the belief that you have to earn love, but with materials that can withstand anything: authenticity, courage, resilience, an unshakable knowing of your own value. And you're being rebuilt according to your soul's design, not the world's design for you, not your family's expectations, not society's narrow definitions of success and worth, but according to the blueprint your soul carried into this life. The design of who you truly are when all the false layers are stripped away. This rebuilding takes time. You can't rush it. You can't force it. You just have to surrender to it, to let it happen, to cooperate with it instead of resisting it. And your guardians are with you through every stage, supporting you as the old crumbles, holding space as you exist in the emptiness between what was and what will be, celebrating as the new begins to take shape. You might not be able to see it yet. You might look at your life and see only wreckage, only loss, only brokenness. But your guardians see something else. They see the phoenix rising from the ashes. They see the butterfly emerging from the cocoon. They see the masterpiece being created from the raw materials of your pain and your courage. Trust them. Trust the process. Trust that you're not falling apart, you're coming together, in a new way, a better way, a way that will allow you to live the life you've always sensed was possible but couldn't figure out how to reach. You're being rebuilt, and when the construction is complete, you're going to be amazed at who you've become. The message was meant for you. We're coming to the end now. But before I release you back to your life, I need to make sure you truly understand something. This message was meant for you, specifically for you, not for everyone who happens to watch it, for you. The signs you've been receiving, the feeling that brought you here, the words you've just read, all of it was orchestrated. All of it was designed to reach you at this exact moment in your journey, when you need it most. When your heart is most open, when your soul is most ready to hear what it needs to hear. Your guardians guided you here. Through whatever series of clicks and scrolls and random choices brought you to this video, they made sure you'd find it. They made sure something in you would recognize it as important. They made sure you'd stop and listen instead of scrolling past. And now you have the message they wanted you to receive. You're not alone. You're deeply loved. You're being guided. Your pain has purpose. Your struggle is transformation in progress. Help is available to you. You just have to ask for it and be open to receiving it. The signs are real. The synchronicities are real. The sense that something is watching over you is real. And most importantly, your story isn't over. This chapter has been hard, but it's not the last chapter. Better things are coming. Healing is coming. Joy is coming. Purpose and meaning and a life that feels worth living, it's all coming. You just have to keep going. Keep trusting. Keep working with your guardians instead of feeling like you're facing everything alone. They brought you here today to remind you of all of this, to give you hope, to give you strength, to help you see that there's more happening in your life than what's visible on the surface. So receive this message. Take it deep into your heart. Let it change something in you. Let it shift your perspective. Let it give you the courage to face tomorrow with renewed faith that you're being led somewhere good. And the next time you feel that feeling, that subtle shift in energy, that sense of presence, that inexplicable knowing, you'll recognize it for what it is. You'll know your guardians are speaking, and you'll stop and listen instead of dismissing it. This is just the beginning of a deeper relationship with the invisible forces that love you. This is just the first step toward living in partnership with your guides instead of trying to navigate everything alone with only your limited human perspective. Your guardians are celebrating right now because you heard them, you stopped, you listened, you received, and that's all they wanted, for you to know, for you to understand, for you to remember that you're not forgotten, not abandoned, not alone. Rest now, and now, beloved soul, it's time to rest. You've received a lot today, a lot of information, a lot of emotion, a lot of truth that might have stirred things in you that need time to settle. So rest. Let this message integrate. Let it sink in. Don't try to immediately do anything with it. Just let yourself be. Let yourself feel held. Let yourself breathe a little easier knowing that you have support you couldn't see, but that's always been there. Your guardians are still with you, right now. As you finish reading this, as you go about the rest of your day or drift off to sleep tonight, they're with you, watching over you, loving you, continuing to send signs, continuing to guide, continuing to work on your behalf. And tomorrow, when you wake up, you'll still have them, and the day after that, and every day for the rest of your life. This isn't a one-time message. This is an ongoing relationship, an eternal bond, a connection that can never be broken. So rest, be gentle with yourself, honor what you've been through. Celebrate that you're still here, still standing, still open to receiving guidance and love. You're going to be okay, better than okay. You're going to thrive. You're going to heal. You're going to discover a life more beautiful than you've allowed yourself to imagine. Your guardians know this. They see it. They're helping you reach it. And one day, maybe soon, maybe further down the road, you'll look back at this moment, at this video, at the feeling that made you stop and watch. And you'll understand. You'll see how everything changed from this point. How this was the moment you finally understood you weren't alone. How this was the moment you started truly working with your guardians instead of trying to do everything by yourself. This was the moment everything shifted. And your life will never be the same. Thank you for being here. Thank you for listening. Thank you for having the courage to stay open even though you've been hurt. Thank you for still seeking, still hoping, still believing that there might be more to this existence than what meets the eye. There is more, so much more. And you're beginning to see it. You're beginning to feel it. You're beginning to live it. Welcome home, beloved. Welcome to the truth of who you are and who walks beside you. Welcome to the beginning of everything you've been waiting for. You felt something recently. Now you know what it was, and nothing will ever be the same. Rest now. You're held, you're loved, you're exactly where you need to be.